Hi, Mr. C here, and today we're going to create something using Scratch Junior on our iPads. You can find the program on the computer as well, but best to use it on the iPads, and you want Scratch Junior, not the Scratch version that's a little bit more high-tech. So as I mentioned, you can find it on your computer if you go to scratch.org. But most likely it's probably going to refer you to downloading it in the App Store or the Google Play Store or Amazon. It's a very simplified coding program. I'll show it to you on the iPad. So once you've downloaded it from the App Store, the app looks like this with the little mascot cat. And I'll show you a version that I've already created. This is a PSA announcement on social distancing. And there we go. So I'll show you how to create that. We'll start with a blank one first. So tapping the white square with the blue cross, that opens up a fresh page. You always get this mascot to start with. The way you get rid of him is just press your finger, hold on to him, and he'll wiggle with an X. That clears the character off. For choosing your background, you want this little picture frame here, and that gives you a selection of backgrounds that you can choose from. I think for that first one, I use this one here for the store area. So I tap on it, it gets a yellow outline around it. If I want that one, I can tap into the tick mark sign. And that gives me my background. Now what I did next is I chose characters, and the characters I've used include Tick, the wizard, the fairy, Tack, and of course our cat in the walking position. So each time you choose a character, you're going to tap on this little square here, and that gives you your selection of characters. There's more down here to choose from as well. Also props, like the soccer ball, for example. Again, when you've got a character that you want to choose, you tap on it and you press the tick mark sign. Once you've got your character chosen, you have to tap on the character in order to build the story with the character. Every single character starts off with tapping on that yellow and choosing the plus sign. Let me show you how that works in our other one. So here's my background. Tap on that, choose a character. Now with that character, I want to start every time with moving the green flag over first. That means that when I press the green flag to start the program, the coding that I've done for this character will then happen. I can also position where I want my character to start off. And in this case, I want him to start off over here at the edge of the screen. Using this one will help me change the character. So I want my character to start off invisible, and I want him to start off being smaller in size, and I'm going to reduce him in size 6 times. Notice I just clicked on the box and then chose the little calculator number to change that. So he's going to shrink 6 times down smaller. Then I want my character to become, I want my character to wait, in this case just for 10 seconds. So I chose that under the orange. Back over here to my purple, I want my character who is currently invisible and shrunken to now become visible. Then movement, so I got invisible, visible. Got shrinking to the small size, growing to a larger size, or mid-size. Movement, press the blue one. I want my character to move forward, and I'm going to have him, again, I'm going to tap on this little number there, I'm going to have him move forward by 8 steps. Okay. I can test this out as just a test run by pressing on this. There's my character. Oop, he's floating in the air. So now I know I have to adjust him. Move him down here. Let's try that again. Oh, and there he is, waiting outside the street. I don't know if doing that each time makes him 6 times smaller. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm going to make him move a little bit further, so I'm going to increase that up to 10 instead. I can also test that on the big screen, pressing this. Ooh, and I can see on the big screen it doesn't quite work out the same way I want it to. I can do some adjusting. So I have to go back and I have to adjust it on this screen. Alright, I want to choose another character, so tap on that. Pick another character like the walking cat, for example. Tick mark. Now, again, I have to build my script for the cat. I've already built my script for the magician. I want to build my script for the cat. So again, I want to start him way off to the corner. I want to make sure my green flag is there. Let's start with my character being invisible. Make him shrink down, let's say 4 times. Make him appear visible. Have him wait. This time I'm going to make it 20 seconds, or 20. And we're going to have him move forward, but not as far as the magician who moved 10 steps. We'll just have him move 8. And again, I can give this whole thing a little test. Oh, he's going too far. So I'm going to adjust that from 8 down to 6. All right, and then I just keep selecting characters and keep adding to it. So to take a look at my finished film, which was project number 1, you can see my different characters and what they did. So for my first character, Tick, green flag, shrunk down 12 sizes, he moved 10 steps. For my wizard, green flag, he's invisible, made him 7 times smaller, made him visible, had him wait for 10 seconds, he stopped, and then he moved forward 8 steps. For my fairy, green flag, she was invisible, she waited 20 seconds, took 6 times smaller, became visible, moved 5 steps forward. For Tick, green flag, she waits 40 seconds, and then she speaks some words. For the word speaking, that's right here with this bubble, and you click on the bubble, and you can type in whatever you want to say there. To get rid of something that you don't want, just throw it off the screen, and it's gone. We had one more character, cat walking. Green flag, invisible, waited 30 seconds, shrunk 6 times smaller, became visible, and only took 3 steps forward, but after waiting 40 seconds. The waiting part is so that all the characters don't come out together and all jumble together. They kind of come out one after the other in the waiting part, so she's not speaking right away. Now there's one additional thing that I added to the last character, and that was under the red, and that was to move to page 2. But I actually have to create page 2 first, and the way you do that is on the side here. Let me show you that with the other program that we were beginning. So you notice here there's a plus sign here as well. That allows me to create a new screen, and every time I create a new screen, the cat comes out. So I want to get rid of the cat. I want to choose a different background. I think on that screen there we had a field. I think we chose this one, but we could choose any field that works. And we put in some new characters. I think we had a couple of characters kicking a soccer ball around. the soccer ball itself is like a character. And in this case, it's actually my soccer ball that I want to be able to create a program for. So green circle, movement. Let's take a guess and say 12 paces. Stop. Wait 10. Movement going back in the other direction. 12 paces. Stop. Timer for 10 seconds. Go forward again. 12 paces, and so on. And then if I'm going to add a page 3, I want to make sure that I'm going to move my scene to page 3. So we need to create a page 3. Go back to page 2. And it sees that I can move to page 3 there. Okay, so page 1, we have to have our last character, which was the cat in this case, going on to page 2. Let's go back again and look at that project that I created. So here we've got the movements in page 1 that goes to page 2. My character saying some words. My soccer ball going back and forth. Tick and talk have nothing because I just had them standing still. But when my last character did the last thing, which was speaking, I had it move on to page 3. Page 3, I only have one character. She does her bit, green flag, says her words, moves on to page 4. Page 4, I only have one character, green flag. I made her invisible to start with. She becomes a bit larger, becomes visible, waits 20 seconds, and then speaks. I don't have a page 5, so there's nothing to go on there. And that's it. Could just do a finish to the program like that. So one of the things you might have noticed is that for my page 4, I haven't chosen one of the pre-made sort of cartoon backgrounds. Instead, I actually have a photograph that I've added pictures to. So I'm going to show you how you do that. There's a camera option. Let me just go back to the other project. So what I did is picked a new page by clicking on that. We got rid of our mascot cat. Remember, put your finger on it, hold it till he shakes with the X. And then I went into the background screen. So I've got a plain white background, but I still have to go into background screen because you'll notice there's a choice to have a plain background. Choose the plain background, and up at the top you'll see there's the tick mark to select that, but there's also a paintbrush. I want to select the paintbrush, and then along the side and along the bottoms you can see there's lots of features where I can color things, but this little icon here is for the camera. So I'm going to tap on the camera to turn the camera on, and then I have to tap on the box itself to then get the camera working. Oh, there's the camera working, and I can take a picture here. And I can even add to the picture if I wanted to. Let's see, how about some black paint and a nice thick line. Oops, that one was fill. Oop, I made a mistake. Hit reverse. And back to like line drawing. There we go. I can add some details to my picture, and if I like it, press the tick mark, and there we go. I've got my new page, my new background. In my case with this project, my page 4 was just simply taking a photograph of the sink, adding my character in, drawing my water and my bubbles in as well. So have fun with it. And then again, to play it all in large version, I want to make sure I start on page 1. Press that square to make it large version. Green flag is always the go. Characters wait. They don't go as far. They wait. They don't go as far. She waited before she spoke. Automatically moves to page 2. Soccer ball going back and forth and stopping. She waits a few seconds before she says her part. And it's going to go automatically to page 3. She says her part. Goes to page 4. She says her part. And the program ends. See if you can build something similar with Scratch. All right, so that's your challenge, to try and make a public service announcement or some other kind of message that talks about, well, anything you want. Mine happened to be about social distancing, hand washing, playing safely outside when you are playing with a friend, just keeping a distance away from others while we're in this situation. All right, have fun with it, and hopefully you send me some of your versions. All right, bye.